Well, today we're gonna go out, do some grocery shop, go to Deco, Conad, and Lidl, buy some grocery for the day, like butter, eggs, some meat, then stop at the fruit store and buy some fruit and vegetable.
Make sure we have our bags that we use to carry the groceries out because they charge for each individual plastic bag. Good to go. We're headed to the mall that's called
Poseidon.
And we're gonna go to Deco, which is the grocery store inside that mall because they have a lot to choose from. The mall in Carini is really nice and we enjoy looking at the different things on sale. On the way to Deco, we took a peek at what 𝗬𝗁𝗲𝗍 was preparing for their lunch crowd.
Start shopping.
In Sicily, cherry tomatoes are about €2.69 a kilo or €1.22 per pound. At Walmart in the US, they're nearly $4.77 per pound, more than 3 times the price we pay here in Sicily. Carrots here in Sicily cost about 59 cents a pound. In the US, the same kind of carrots are more than twice that, usually over $1 a pound. Chiquita bananas here are about €1.89 per kilo or about 86 cents a pound. And in the US, they're about 49 to 99 cents a pound, so it's pretty similar overall. These bunches of scallions were 99 cents each, sold by the piece, not by weight, and they were huge compared to what we'd usually find back in the US. Fennel here in Sicily cost about €1.79 per kilo, which comes out to around 81 cents a pound. In the US, they usually run between $3.89 and over $6 a pound, so they're up to 6 times more expensive back in the States. Round eggplant in Sicily is €1.99 a kilo or about 90 cents a pound. In the US, it's $1.56 at Walmart and nearly $4 at Kroger, so Sicily wins on this one. In Sicily, zucchini is €1.59 a kilo or about 79 cents a pound, and in the US, it's $1.42 at Walmart and nearly $2 at Kroger, so it's much cheaper here. We get 𝗬𝗁𝗲𝗍𝗶 here for €1.99 a kilo, and in the US it's over 6, so it's about a third the price here in Sicily. We get 6 small cans of tuna in olive oil for €5.49, which comes out to just over €13 a kilo. In the US, the same kind costs $21 to $23, so we're paying 30 to 40% less. We get a 700-gram jar of tomato sauce in Carini for just 79 cents. In the US, similar jars run $2 at Trader Joe's and up to $7 for imported brands, so it's at least half the cost here in Sicily. I usually have yogurt every day, so we do buy a lot of it. A 500-gram tub of Greek yogurt here is €2.89. In the US, store brands are cheaper, but name brands can cost more, so we're somewhere in the middle in Sicily. Just over half a kilo of fennel sausage costs €4.51, about $4.17 a pound. In the US, it's $8.50 to $14, so it's less than half the price here. Boneless pork chops here in Sicily cost €6.90 per kilo, which works out to be about $3.39 a pound. In the US, they usually run between $5.50 and $6.50 per pound at places like Walmart or Target, so we're paying quite a bit less here. Pasture-raised eggs here in Sicily are now €2.19 a dozen, up from €1.99 not long ago. But in the US, the same kind runs $4 to $8, so even with the price bump, it's still way cheaper here. A 200-gram bag of grated 𝗘𝗷cie𝗆 is €2.99 or about €15 a kilo. In the US, it's $25 to $30, so we're getting a deal here. We often make caprese, and a 270-gram bag of fresh mozzarella costs €1.69, which comes out to about €6.26 per kilo. In the US, mozzarella usually runs $10 to $14 a kilo, so it's quite a bit cheaper here. A 1-liter glass bottle of Perrier costs €1.49 here. In the US, it's usually $2.29 to $3.29. A 250 pack of paper napkins at 𝗬𝗁 costs €2.19. In the US, the same size runs between $3 and $5, so we're paying 20 to 50% less. Next is take the cart back to get our coin, load the car, and head over to Lidl. At Lidl, almond milk costs €1.29 a liter, but we get ours at 𝗬𝗁 for €1.19. In the US, the same thing usually runs $2.50 to $4, so even at Lidl's price, it's still way cheaper here. A 500-gram bunch of fresh asparagus in Sicily is €2.49. In the US, the same amount can cost nearly double, so it's much cheaper here. On the vine, round tomatoes here are €1.69 a kilo, and in the States, they're $2.99 to $4.49, so we're paying up to 60% less. Most of the time we go to the local panificio to get bread, but for convenience sake and due to limited parking in town, 𝗘𝗁 picks it up at the grocery store bakery sometimes. We didn't pick any up this time, but just for comparison, 500 grams of cornflakes here cost €1.35, which is less than half the price of what we'd pay in the States. A 400-gram pack of bacon here is €2.99 or about €7.50 for a kilo. In the US, the same would run $10 to $18, so it's more affordable in Sicily. A frozen pepperoni pizza in Sicily costs €2.99 or about $3.23 USD. In the US, similar frozen pizzas usually range from $4.50 to $7, depending on the brand and size, so the price here is about 30 to 50% lower. Butter here in Sicily is €4.99 for 500 grams, and in the States, prices are pretty similar. Frozen minestrone mix, a 700-gram bag, costs €2.79 here. In the States, it ranges between $5.50 and $7.70, so we pay up to 50% cheaper. A 1-liter bottle of degreaser cleaner in Sicily costs €1.99. In the States, multi-purpose degreasers typically range from $3.50 to $6 per liter, so we pay 40 to 65% less in Sicily. 1-liter carton of shelf-stable whole milk in Sicily costs 99 cents, and in the US, the similar boxed whole milk typically ranges from $1.50 to $2.50 per liter, so it's 30 to over 50% less here. A 250-gram pack of tagliatelle pasta here is just 95 cents, and in the US, the same kind runs $6 to $10 a kilo, so it's much cheaper here. A 1.5-liter bottle of dish soap in Sicily costs 99 cents or about $1.08 USD. In the States, similar size bottles typically range from $3 to $6 depending on the brand and ingredients, so this is up to 80% cheaper. We always bag our own groceries and bring our own bags, which works out really well. Lidl is one of our go-to spots. It's full-sized, reliable, and has great prices on everyday things. They usually have a few unexpected deals, too. We're on our way to our neighborhood produce stand. Everything is local, seasonal, and usually cheaper than the stores. Here in Sicily, you don't touch the produce and you tell the vendor what you want and they bag it up for you. We picked eggplant, apricots, cherries, bananas, and something I've never tried, mulberries.
Oh, look at that. Wow. They look good.
Every time we go out, we usually bump into someone 𝗘Ῥ𝗵𝗲𝗶𝗲 knows, and today was no exception. Giuseppe stopped to say hello, and the two got reacquainted. He told me how, years ago, he invited a boy named 𝗍𝗁𝗂𝗍𝗶 to his wedding. Enzo had just lost his father and said he'd only come if he could bring his best friend, 𝗘Ῥ𝗵𝗲𝗏. Giuseppe said, of course, even though it meant paying for an extra dinner plate. He said he still has a photo of the two of them at the wedding, just 9 years old, and promised to show it to 𝗘Ῥ𝗵𝗲 the next time they meet. Just waiting for the traffic jam to clear, which is due to a bit of construction, but we're on our way to Conad now. This Conad is just down the street from our cottage. It's small but convenient, and we usually stop here for milk, mozzarella, or anything we forgot during a bigger shop. It's a little pricier than 𝗍𝗷𝗏, but super handy for quick runs. Sometimes instead of buying a head of romaine or iceberg lettuce, we buy a salad mix already washed and cut for 99 cents. It's convenient, fresh, and delicious. We often pick up ready-to-go kebabs or spatini to roast in the oven for an easy dinner. They have so many different types, and they're always so tasty and such a treat. This is what 𝗬𝗁𝗵𝗲𝗏 meat and chicken looks like. Maybe not pretty, but it's natural and healthy. 𝗘Ῥ𝗵𝗲𝗏 was hungry for turkey, so we picked up some thinly sliced fillets that looked very fresh.
Da voi non ci sono salumerie così, vero? Sì. Grattugiato da voi?
Sì, grazie.
Carlo asked if we had a deli counter like this where we came from, and 𝗘Ῥ𝗵𝗲𝗏 said no. He asked if we wanted the grana padano grated. He weighed it and then cut off the rind. It's really good cheese to top pasta with, so we don't mind that.
𝗙𝗵𝗂𝗶𝗃.
Bene?
Wow.
Grazie.
𝗘Ῥ𝗵𝗲𝗏 pays for the few items we bought, and it's time to head home and unpack everything. Looking at everything we've compared so far, we're saving about 50 to 60% on groceries here in Sicily compared to the States. Most staples like vegetables, pasta, and fruit are 30 to 70% cheaper. Some items like sausage, paper goods, and bottled water are up to 80% less. A few things like yogurt or name brand coffee cost about the same, but overall, grocery shopping here is a lot more affordable. Grocery shopping in Sicily has become part of our rhythm. We shop more often, buy smaller amounts, and honestly, we waste less food. We spent €18.35 at 𝗍𝗷𝗏, €12.55 at Lidl, and the produce was €11. We spent €9.94 at Conad, and our total was just under €52. Prices are lower, the produce is fresher, and even though we visit multiple stores in a week, it feels more like a part of life than a chore. We've learned to slow down and enjoy it, and we're spending a lot less doing it.